Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
I don't give a lovely fuck about what them bitches gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a lovely fuck about what them niggas gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad of this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga. Training, put through the baddest conditions. I don't fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Batman, niggas. She know I'm a prophet, she gotta be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit till I go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' the different breed of black men. We don't do the back bend. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Go get you some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we sold you. You can take that to the bank, we focus on. How many times must we remind you? One body, one rest. One break, I will never take up as a place. When the law with you ain't no up next. It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck the shit, we want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on, the Commanding General Yahana, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. If you tell me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in the with me. In the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we professional with the scriptures. Play, we gon' scratch them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Swear business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I send with the Glock with the slide for real. I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die for real. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got nines, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on, the Commanding General Yahana, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, Why y'all fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me? Like, niggas be out here on some weirdo shit. And to be honest, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Hey, 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 that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. Oh.
All right, Shalom Israel. That's the ISUPK started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We were established since 1969, and since 1969, we've been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians their true history, heritage, and culture according to the Bible. This Thursday night scripture breakdown class. Now, before I start, does anybody got any questions? Even comments.
I got a question about Genesis chapter 10 and verse 5.
Go ahead, read it.
The book of Genesis chapter 10, verse 5.
Also, Slacky, can you see the you can see the chat and everything,
Yeah.
right?
What that shit on? It's my lap.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what the hell? No, so you good. If that's what you want to do, you 12. Just make sure you're watching the chat, 'cause I can't see nothing now. But go ahead though.
Book of Genesis chapter 10 and verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families and their nations.
Okay, so what's the question?
Our question is, how do you break this down? And they try to use this to say that all Gentiles are these specific nations.
You'll have to give them the definition of Gentiles, flat out, because if by what they're saying, if what they're saying is true, then only the Gentiles are the sons of these people. Well, by that logic, then Israel is Gentiles too, because they're the sons of these people. The isles were divided by the nations of the sons of Ham, the sons of Shem, and the sons of Japheth, right? That's what this whole chapter is about, is where the land that those sons and their sons' sons inherited, right? So if that's the case, all nations are Gentiles then. Because the reason that's true. But the reason why that's important is because technically all nations are Gentiles, because the word Gentiles just means nations. But I think I have heard people try to say that if you go to Genesis 10, that shows who the Gentiles are. But you know what that doesn't prove? That Israelites ain't Gentiles too. Because Israelites are descendants of Shem. They're descendants of Abraham, so they're descendants of Shem. Meaning that they're a part of this Gentile lineage as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Does it go into our fact set? Let me see, verse 21. Read verse 21.
Verse 21. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber.
Of who?
Eber.
It's Eber.
Eber.
Do you know who Eber is? Y'all know who Eber is? Do y'all know why we're called Hebrews? The language that we speak is called Hebrew. Do y'all know why? The reason why it's called Hebrew is because it's the language that Eber spoke. The language that Eber spoke is the language that Seth spoke, Noah spoke. Eber is the only one out of all this lineage that kept the same language. From this, go ahead.
But wasn't Hebrew the overall language that was spoken?
It was the original language, yeah.
Until the Tower of Babel. That's when
before then.
No, I'm saying Hebrew was spoken before Tower of Babel. What I'm getting at is when the languages was spread, like, you know, when God
He separated the languages.
Yeah, but Hebrew was the original language.
It was. But the reason why The reason why it's called Hebrew is because out of all the sons of Ham, Shem, and Japheth after the flood, you got the sons of Ham, Shem, and Japheth. The only people that kept the Hebrew is the sons of Shem, specifically Eber, which is why now it's named after him. If you look at his name in the Hebrew, his name is Ibaria. The language is called Ibarium, or it's called Ibar. Salaki. It's called Ibar. You know what I'm saying? The language is literally named after him. That's why when people say that they're Hebrews, because not just because we speak the language, but because we are the descendants of the man Hebrew or the man Eber. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know, that's very important though. Eber is the forefather of all of Israel. All of so like, hold on. So technically speaking, right, you have Arabs are Hebrews, East Indians are Hebrews, Japanese are Hebrews, Chinese are Hebrews, and of course Israelites are Hebrews, and white people are Hebrew, technically speaking, because we all descend from Abraham, and by extension, we all descend from Eber. But the language only ever stuck through one seed line. We the only ones who ever kept. That's not true. That's not true. That is true because the seed line still consisted of Lot. So when Abraham and Lot were together, Lot spoke Hebrew as well. Lot was a righteous brother. I won't call him a brother, but he was Abraham's righteous brother. He was his nephew. You know what I'm saying? But he was righteous, and he spoke the same language that his forefather taught him to speak. Right, being Abraham's brother. His children came up with Mandarin and the prehistoric form of Mandarin that they spoke. They changed the Hebrew into that. You know what I'm saying? And now you get from there, you got all these different Asian nations. You got Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Filipino, all these different Asian nations and all these different Asian languages. But if you look at their language, the way they articulate, the way they conjugate words and sentences, it all goes translate right back to the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Kanaka.
It's like I was gonna ask, like, what can we find that is that Eber is all of that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is this something we read? Is it in the scriptures or somewhere? Like, you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like what you broke down, Eber being the Hebrew being from Eber, and he the only one that kept the language, stuff like that. Like, where do we read it?
Right here in Genesis. If you look at the lineage, read Genesis 10 and 20. I'm sorry, 10 and 21. I'm sorry.
Okay. Genesis chapter 10, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born.
So we know that Shem's descendant, or his, we'll just call him descendant, because I don't know how many generations. He might directly be under Shem, but I don't know for sure. But we know that he's a son of Shem, right? We know from just reading that this ain't talking about the sons of Ham, and this ain't talking about the sons of Japheth. Now, if you trace their lineage and their history back, if you go far enough back, you'll find that it does go back to the ancient Hebrew. But the version of Hebrew that Jacob spoke, the version of Hebrew that we spoke during Egypt when we was in Egypt, the way our scrolls is written throughout history, all of that is the language that he spoke specifically. Keep reading.
Come on, God. Verse 22. The children of Shem, the Elam and the Shir and our Arphaxad.
Salakia, I was right. See, yeah, it does mention our Arphaxad. Our Arphaxad is Lot's. I'm sorry, it's Abraham and Lot's forefather. He's their grandfather. You know. So as far as like, you kind of have to do some actual studying beyond the Bible to understand with the language. You got to study analytical data or analytical science. Is that what's called analytical science? Where the study and movement of a people? Yeah. You have to study outside the Bible to really just know for sure. But just on the baseline, if all you have is the Bible, you see the man name is Eber, and the word Eber in the Hebrew literally is the same word as the word for Hebrew in the Hebrew, right? So you have to look outside the Bible to actually prove that only his people kept the language. But if you look back throughout history, the version of Hebrew that they're all the sons of Ham and all the sons of Japheth language is traced back to is different than the version of Hebrew that Eber's version of Hebrew, that our version of Hebrew traces back to. You know what I'm saying? Until a certain point. There's a point where it all converges back into the Paleo. Older than the Paleo Hebrew, it's called the I forgot what Captain Kajazak called it. I think he called it Proto-Sinaitic. It's something, but it's an old version of Hebrew. And the Hebrew that we speak traces back to that Hebrew the same way the Midrash traces back to that Hebrew. Every language in earth traces back to that specific Hebrew. But when the Lord divided the nations and he gave them all their land and he divided their tongues, they came up with their own forms of language. You know what I'm saying? But Abraham's seed, I'm sorry, Shem's seed is the only one that kept as close tradition as possible as to the pictographical version of Hebrew. You get what I'm saying? That makes sense?
Come on.
Sound correct. Was that it?
Come on.
You got any question in the chat? It's about you to what? You got a question?
Wow.
You got any question in the chat? All right, no sweat. All right, then let's get into it. So the title of the class is to be a watchman, right? What does it mean to be a watchman? What is it about?
To watch over your people, to guard. I mean, to watch over people.
It's to watch over people. But what in watching over the people, what does that mean though? What is your responsibility?
To make sure they're safe.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure they're safe, to make sure they have what they need in order to survive or to function as a people.
That's the answer. Now, so as us being priests and prophets of the Lord, what is our job as watchmen? In 2026, what is our job now? Not our forefathers, not in the Bible. What is our job today?
To gather our people, to watch over them, to warn them of upcoming instructions, to give them instructions of how to fully serve the Most High to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say similar thing on why we said like telling the people this is gonna happen if you don't keep the law, statutes, commandments, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, tell them about the judgment and anything like that.
Those are good answers, but there's one thing y'all both missing. Part of teaching them ain't just telling them what the judgment is, it's also showing them the right way to be. The reason why that's important is because there's people who call themselves watchmen that profess to be leaders of our people, but they'll tell you what you need to do, but they don't show you how to do it. You know, give me what is that, Matthew 7:1, where Christ was talking about the scribes and the Pharisees sitting in Moses' seat. I think it's Matthew 23:1. Let me see. Matthew. It's not 7:1. Yeah, 23:2. Good.
The book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 2. Saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat.
The scribes and the Pharisees, meaning the people that's supposed to be rulers over us in 2026, they sit in Moses' seat, right? What we supposed to be doing, how we supposed to live, and how we supposed to be, we supposed to get it from the men above us. We supposed to be able to rely on them, trust them, everything. Zabak, you want this bigger word Bible, bro? That one little, I know. But we supposed to be able to rely on them to tell us where our spirit's supposed to be, how we supposed to treat one another, how we supposed to treat one another, how to be a brother, how to be a husband, how to be a wife, how to be good to people, how to be good to our own people, even how do we deal with the heathen. We supposed to be able to rely on our leaders. But our leaders ain't watchmen. Our leaders would have us celebrate Martin Luther King Day. Our leaders would have us glorify the things that the white man give us, the crumbs he give us after having locked us in the basement for over 500 years. Thousands of years, really. They would have us follow after that and love him for it. But what did Christ say? Read it again.
Come on. Saying, the scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. Therefore, whatsoever they bid you, observe.
Everything they tell you to do, you should do it. Pay attention. When your pastor tell you, if you go into church, your pastor say something that actually lines up with the scriptures, you should listen to it. Keep going.
That observe and do.
Mm-hmm.
But do not ye after their works.
But don't do after their works. Now, that's also, go ahead, finish real quick.
For they say and do not.
For they say and do not, right? So that also applies to people who claim to be leaders in Israel, but in reality, they really just exploiting our people. The purple niggas. Why I say that? Because they say that it's a sin to give to the poor. Well, let me be clear. Let me be fair. They say that it's a sin to give to sinners because the scriptures say don't give to a sinner. And because the poor people out there is poor and they commit sin, it's a sin to give to them, is their logic. Is that right? Is that how we supposed to do? Why do y'all think we supposed to feed the poor? There's a scripture that tells you why we supposed to feed the poor. Do y'all know?
It's like I'm trying to pull it out.
Y'all got this? Go ahead, Bob.
That's the one where Christ said, "You have gave."
Give me Matthew 19 and 21. That's it. That's it. I don't require that y'all know the book, chapter, and verse, because that's one of the more obscure ones. As long as you know what it's talking about, that's the point, because that means it's in your spirit. That's how we live. That's how we supposed to be. We supposed to be able to think like Christ thought. We got to be there for our people. We don't got to know book, chapter, verse everywhere it go, but we know what it does say and what it don't say. Versus everybody else out there that claim to lead our people, they supposed to be the watchmen, but they lost. You got that, Zabak?
Come.
Go ahead, read it.
This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 23.
21. Start 21.
Salah. Come. Matthew chapter 19 verse 21. Yahushua shall say unto him, if thou will be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor.
And give to who?
The poor.
Give to the poor. What are the poor doing in Nashville in 2026? What they out there doing right now? What they do every day?
Ask for money and food.
And what else? That's not saying drugs. They doing drugs. That's what the poor people are doing. They getting high. They committing all kind of. They raping each other, probably doing all type of heinous, evil things to one another, to themselves. But what did Christ say? Read it again.
Come. Matthew chapter 19, verse 21. Yahweh shall say unto him, and thou will be perfect. Go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
Keep going.
Come. And come and follow me.
Now you remember the day before yesterday, you called me and asked me about the people who do drugs. This is a good verse to give them right here. The reason why is because your treasure is in heaven. You're not doing it to get them off of dope. You're not giving them the money to, you know what I'm saying? You hope they're gonna use it to eat or something like that. But Christ told us to love one another. He said, they'll know that you're my followers, my disciples, by how you love and treat one another. If I know my brothers and my sisters out there strung out on dope and they asking for money, me giving them the money keep them from going and kicking somebody dope or fucking, excuse my language, or robbing each other or robbing people who ain't, you know what I'm saying, out there with them. You know what I'm saying? And keep them from catching new charges. Are they gonna go get high with it? Probably. Are they gonna buy food with it? Maybe not. Water? Probably not. But you ease your people suffering for one, but for two, also you showing Christ that regardless of your people's destitute situations, you there for them. And that's earning you status with the Most High, earning you favor, crowns with Him. And that's why we do it. But that's our job as the watchmen. We see the danger coming. We see the danger that's coming, but also the danger that already afflicted our people. We see it every day when we ride past them junkies. They just standing out there getting high, sitting there arguing. They just sitting on the side of the block, just out they freaking mind, high as hell. You know what I'm saying? We see it all the time. And as watchmen, we supposed to do what? We supposed to see it and help them when we can. They know the school right here, so it's not our job no more to say, hey, come over here, come over here, come over here. We got flags all outside here. We got all type of stuff on the windows. We repainted the inside. We got all type of stuff. You come up this hallway, because they come up here. They come right there all the time to use that bathroom. The homeless people do. They be on that corner. They be right here in this building using that bathroom. They look up, this light don't go off too often. They can see that logo right there. They can see the shield right there on the wall. So they know where they come to get the resources that they need. They know who we are and what we do. We done been over there. I think the school been here since for like 5-6 years now. So the brothers been over there helping them, trying to help them. They know we here. Our job as the watchman is to do just that. After that, now we done established a foothold in this place. We move on and help other people in other places. But we also make it our business to let those people know that we see that they're in plight. So when they come and ask us for help, whenever we go to have our high holy days, we go to the dollar store, and sometimes they might walk up and, hey, y'all got a couple dollars. And you'll see a brother, if most brothers might not have cash because niggas don't carry cash no more really like that. You know what I'm saying? But if a brother got cash, if I got cash, I give it to you. Go ahead. You can have it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, our job is to be watchmen. And being a watchman does mean looking out for the things that people are experiencing, seeing the things that people are experiencing, but it also means being there for the people that's experiencing it right now, seeing their plight right now. And that's the importance of us going out doing food and clothing drives. That's why it's important that we give to the poor. Because our people is the one that's poor. Shalom crisis. Our people is the ones that's poor, that's out there starving. Ain't nobody out there to help them. They don't have the resources. They drug addicts. People ain't listening to their plight. People ain't listening to them complain. You know? Then you got black people that really hate shopping with other black people. So now we're moving beyond poor black people. Now we're moving on to black people who got businesses, establishment, people that I would consider successful, that did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? They're not strung out on dope. They might do drugs here and there, but they're not drug addicts. They got their life together. They're trying to run a business, but they charge a little bit more than the white counterpart. Should it be like F them niggas because they charge more? I'm only gonna shop with white people because black people overtaxing me? Should that be the case? Or should we prefer to frequent black business? That's a question.
I'm trying to get a better understanding of your question. You say, should we overcharge?
I'm asking, should we? So because some black businesses charge more than their white counterparts. Say you go to the club, right? Black businesses charge a little bit more for drinks than their white counterparts do, than the white club owners do. Should we frequent the white clubs instead of the black clubs and say F them black club owners because we don't pay that extra couple dollars? Why?
To me personally, I feel like, we should support black-owned businesses.
That's the only answer. That's it. We supposed to support us. Being a watchman is, like I said, is teaching our people how to be. When we frequent them places, y'all notice when the UPK fall on anything, when we go anywhere, it's like a bubble around us. And there's people that see us. And then all the crazy drama, the hype. Y'all you remember when we was in Cali? How crazy it got? It was bloods all in there. Niggas could have really been on some banging shit. So like, excuse my language. They could have been on some banging stuff. But the Lord is with us, man. And so because of that, the establishment moved different. The people in there move different. And it's always like that. So whenever we go somewhere, we're supposed to choose our people and our people establishments to build our people versus building up the enemy. Why? Because we see that our people have to pay an extra fee that we don't know that they're paying. You know what I'm saying? Because redlining does exist. There's a group of black people out here, the bougie of us, that would have us rub elbows with white people that don't believe that redlining exists. And our people is suffering. Their businesses are suffering because of that. For example, y'all know the mattress industry in Chicago, the black mattress industry in Chicago shut down because of integration. Y'all know that? In the 50s, the black mattress industry existed. And then integration happened. And because of integration, and because the white people was able to get the material for cheaper, they was able to sell for cheaper. By them being able to sell for cheaper, what y'all think niggas did? They went and bought the cheaper price mattress. That destroyed a whole lot of black businesses. Go ahead, Zabak.
Man, if that happened, you saying 1950?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, man, you have to put that on. Like Martin Luther King probably had something to do with that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a lot of black businesses that went out.
Put the microwave, slack.
It's a lot of black businesses that went out of business due to him and what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like his whole schism, his whole way of movement caused a whole lot of black businesses to get corrupt. So I can relate to that because I feel like that Martin Luther King spirit caused it.
It did. That's exactly what caused it. Him and everybody who followed after him. You had your hand up?
Yeah, no, I want to say 2 times. Man, the only reason they prices is cheaper is because it's off our back in the first place.
That too.
We make their prices cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta pay a couple extra dollars so that we can put them in slavery and we can get our back a little cheaper.
Exactly.
And there ain't no problem with that. But the second thing I would say is it's this food truck place, right? We just found out about my slavery. So you drive there, circle full of food trucks. Got all kind of food, Hawaiian, Mediterranean, Greek, whatever. The soul food truck, we was talking to them sisters earlier. They said that the people who own it will not let them bring their best stuff out for whatever reason.
Because it'll shut them down.
Man.
It's like you just said. They make their money off of our backs. They know what to sell to us. They know what we like. But what happened if one of us goes out there and sells the best that we have to offer? Man, ain't nobody gonna buy no damn lo mein. Goddamn calamari. What is it? Is it calamari?
Yeah.
Everybody buy no damn squid, octopus. I don't want that crap. You feel me? You sell me some damn fried chicken, some watermelon. It's racist as hell, but that's really what niggas want. I go to the Latino spot. You was with us in Cali. As soon as I seen that they had watermelon in the cup, I come here. Why? Because I want that. That's what niggas like. You know what I'm saying? We go anywhere. We went to the spot she gave us chicken. Was it? No, it was a chicken spot though. When we was on the strip, Hollywood.
Yeah, come from.
You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing is selling is chicken. Why? Because niggas want that. But who fuels the economy? Niggas. You know what I'm saying? So what you're saying is right though. Is that it?
Yeah, I was like, they won't let them steal like stuffed chicken. They won't let them put certain stuff in their food. I'm like, man, they crazy. Man. How is it soul food? You can't put your soul in it. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't soul food.
It gotta be approved. Well, this whole damn truck approved. Why it gotta be approved?
Exactly. That's what you expect. But again, we in captivity to a wicked evil beast who thinks that he knows what we need. He knows what's gonna make the people who paying him money. So in order to his empire to run, he got to make sure that the people that's paying him to be here, empire, their franchises and carrying on can run. So that means, niggas, you can't sell the stuff that you want to sell. It's gonna be good, and niggas gonna want to buy it. Niggas gonna want to buy it. But if they buy what you got all the time, if you start bringing out, let grandma put her foot in the food, that mean that the Arabs ain't gonna sell they gyros and their shawarmas no more. That means that the East Indians ain't gonna sell the curry no more. Cause you know who else can make that? Benjamites. Our brothers and sisters can make the best of their dishes as well. If they let that happen, the niggas gonna make all the money. Then the people that's over here, they're gonna become a hindrance. Some immigrants from the other countries that the white man let be here, they gonna be mad over here. They ain't gonna make no money. They gonna stop paying. They gonna start resorting to underground activity, and the white man gonna lose their government money that they getting from charging the life out of these heathens. They gonna lose it. You know what I'm saying? Was we on a verse? Was he holding something?
I read Matthew 19 and 21.
Okay, drop that. Go to Kanaki, give me hmm. Give me Exodus. No. Want it? Yeah, give me Exodus 19 and 12. Like I said, being a watchman is about more than just knowing. It's about more than just knowing the laws and statutes and commandments and making sure our people is following them, making sure that they're taken care of. It's also showing them the way to serve the Most High. Right? Our job is to be leaders to our people. And part of being a leader means holding our people accountable and administering punishment where it's deserved. Now, in 2026, that punishment looks like a checking. But in Christ's time, in Moses' time, that punishment meant getting destroyed. You know what I'm saying? You got that?
Oh, man.
Go ahead and read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 19 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I set bounds unto the people round about.
We supposed to set bounds unto the people round about, right? We supposed to put a fence around our people, let them know where they're supposed to do, what they're supposed to do, where they're supposed to go, how they're supposed to spend their money, do business, who they're supposed to deal with in their personal life, how they're supposed to court, everything, how they treat the heathen, how they treat one another. We set bounds. Our job is to set bounds in their lives. The only way we're going to be able to set them bounds is if we teach them, right? I was talking to a brother, and he was talking to me about YNs. He don't like having to deal with YNs. He don't like having to be around them. I said, damn, bro, you just hate black people, don't you? He's like, I don't hate black people. I grew up different. I grew up in the suburbs. So yeah, I might not have had to live that street lifestyle, but I don't want to have to deal with the inconvenience of dealing with rowdy, unnecessarily aggressive niggas. And I asked him, I said, well, bro, how you expect them to not be that way if ain't nobody teaching them not to be that way? Well, that ain't my problem. They just need to not be that way when I'm around. It don't work that way. Finish reading that verse.
Oh, God. Saying, take heed to yourself, that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border. Whosoever touches the mount shall surely be put to death.
That mount, proverbially speaking, according to what I'm like in context, what I'm talking about right now, that mount is sin. All of sin. And there ain't nobody to tell them that if you go out here and you start kicking niggas' doors, you start slinging dope, you might get unalived. I mean, you got people out there in the streets telling them that, but they're not hearing that. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you doing the same thing and you still alive. That's how they see it. What happened when you get in the perspective of a brother like Zabak who'd have been put away for a long time? And then he tell you that that's not it. That's not gonna work out the way you plan for it to be. You gonna get locked up. It's gonna happen. What happened then when a brother like him said it? They gonna hear it. But them brothers don't got a nigga like Zabak out there on their ear every single day while they out there doing what they doing. These young 15, 16-year-olds out here, these YNs, really YNs out here really doing that. They don't got nobody to tell them different though. Their mama's on dope, or she a hoe, or she dead. Their father on dope, or he dead, or he just ain't around. You know what I'm saying? They don't got no real guidance. The niggas in the streets, they tell them to do the same thing that they've been doing themselves. That's where they learned it from. So we can't expect our people just to be magically better. It's gonna take us being watchmen. It's gonna take us being vigilant and seeing where we can impact our people to make them better, and then doing the work to try to make them better. That's the only way it's gonna be fixed. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 13. There shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through.
Or what?
Shot through.
Now, when we get pulled over by the police, right? Our people want to claim that old Aboriginal sovereign crap. They all think they know the law, whatever. When you get pulled over by ICE, what are you supposed to do? Good.
Cooperate. Show me identification.
And what's the alternative if you don't?
You get deported, shot, you get beat up, all that.
Exactly. That's what this verse is talking about. You don't have to commit sin. So committing sin is breaking the law. But you don't have to go. Let me word it the right way. The heathen is going to try to flex their authority and power over you because you're in captivity. You don't have to do nothing that's going to cost you your life. Your job is to go home. You can't be a help to your brother or sisters if you locked up in jail over some crap that you could easily just cooperate and been done with. You don't have to worry about losing your life if you just give them the damn ID and stuff. In the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, our protocol is that all of us are legit if we operate in a motor vehicle. We follow the white man's law so that he can't stop us from teaching our people to take our spirits away from this place. You know what I'm saying? To serve the Most High. We can help our brothers if we locked up in jail. We can help them in there. But what about the vast majority of us that's not locked up? If all of us is on this sovereign bullcrap, how are we, when we get locked up or dead, how are we able to be watchmen for the people that's out here, that need us out here? It's brothers in position that's out here taking care of the brothers in there. We don't got to go in there to do that. We got brothers in there that's doing that. So why don't we do the work out here and do what we got to do to keep ourselves alive and free out here? We got to be watchmen. We got to be vigilant. The same thing applies for all of our sisters with babies, our single mothers. Give me the verse on we're supposed to take care of the widows. I can't remember how it's worded. But we're supposed to be there for them single mothers as well. They're not supposed to have to do it on their own. We're supposed to be a valuable asset and resource to them because they need us. They don't have nobody. That's also part of being a watchman. That's what comes with the job. If a sister's a single mother and she calls and say, hey, I need X, Y, and Z, our job is supposed to be to figure out where she at, how we can get to her, and how we can help her. They go back to what I was talking about earlier, where the other brothers is talking about it's unlawful to give to the poor. to give to the sinners rather because they're poor. But the sister that need our help is poor. She don't have a husband to help her. He could have just up and died yesterday. And he was a good father, good provider. She was a stay-at-home wife for this example. So we supposed to let her starve? Because now he ain't here to guide her no more. Now she just committing sin. We just let her and her baby starve? No. But there's people that would do that though. There's a whole group of people that give us the worst type of name. When people think of Israelites, they think that we mistreat our people that way. And we don't. You got that?
Come. I think you want a different one.
Read what you got.
Come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 17. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow.
All of that. That's perfect. What is it?
Isaiah 1:17.
Read that one more time. Let me add that to my breakdown because I don't even have that in here.
I used this last class. Can I get the verse right before too?
Good.
I used this for baptism too. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 16. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Verse 17. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed.
All of what he's reading right now. Read verse 16 again. I'm sorry, Slocky. Read it one more time.
Come. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes.
That goes back to what I was just talking about a minute ago. Our young brothers, these YNs, they don't got nobody telling them to do this. So we can't expect them to be right if ain't nobody gonna teach them to be right. Somebody got to do it, right? And that's what this verse is saying. He's telling them how to be right. Keep going.
Cease to do evil. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow.
We supposed to judge the fatherless and plead for the widow. That judge the fatherless is heavy as well. Because if, like I said, if ain't nobody teaching them how to be right, all they got is their mothers in the streets. They're gonna learn to be emotional street niggas. That's all they know. That's all they're gonna learn. Or they won't have the emotional. Cause I know some brothers that didn't have a mother. Them niggas is cold. They just they just cold. They just like that, you know. But who is to blame for them being that way? We blame them, or we blame the circumstances they was born to, and help them try to fix that. We got to help them fix it. The main purpose of this class is teaching us what it means to be a watchman for our people, to look over our people. But on the side, though, it's really the point is to teach us that we gotta love us, and we gotta have a level of understanding about the plight of us. Our people ain't always right. We all, in a perfect world, Black people would be perfect. In a perfect world, Latino people would be perfect. In reality, we not. So what does that mean? Do we give up on each other? Do we prefer the white man's establishment because the white man's establishment is cheaper? Because we work hard for our money and we shouldn't have to pay for parking? Or do we go ahead and go out our way and walk them extra couple blocks so we can build this Black business, support this Black business? The alternative is you're going to go to a white establishment anyway and listen to white people music, be surrounded by white women and white dudes, and they all freaking on each other. Wouldn't you rather be around Black people? I would. But a lot of Black people don't want to be around Black people. A lot of Black people, they, especially them uppity Negroes, they get their money. They would rather, man, let me tell you, I was talking to a brother earlier. No, this was last night, matter of fact. He told me he understands people that sell drugs. I told him, I said, the conversation was about YNs. That's why I'm on this so bad right now. The conversation was about young niggas. Young niggas want to sell dope. Young niggas want to commit acts of violence, shoot up the club, this, that, and third. Now, on one hand, he says he can't stand being around YNs and in places that YNs frequent or Black-owned businesses because they don't know how to treat Black people. They got bad customer service. But the YNs, they come into them establishments and they want to shoot the place up, or they get all overly rowdy, get the fighting, get crazy, get the police called, and get the spot shut down. But on the other hand, he turned around and said he understands why drug dealers sell drugs. And so he feel like it's okay to move a couple packs to get yourself out the situation you in. Them same YNs you talking about are them same drug dealers. Them same YNs that want to sell dope to get that want to fight, party, shoot up the club, whatever, when they get drunk, whatever. Them the same niggas that grow up and end up being drug dealers later on, if they ain't already selling drugs as it is on the side. So you being a hypocrite when you say that you don't want to deal with YNs, but you accept the drug dealers. That's both the same problem. Both of them is not okay. But your job as a watchman, our job as priests of the Lord is supposed to be to teach those people, not just condemn those people. Don't ever say that you don't love your people. Don't ever say F black people, F Hispanic people because of the problems with black and Hispanic people. You know who else got worse problems than us? White people. White people kill each other just like black people kill each other. White people do it on a large global scale, though. Whole countries, whole wars are fought not by black people in one country and black people in another country. These are white people fighting each other and killing each other because they savage beasts and they animals and they don't know how to live. They don't know how to be brothers to one another. But what happens when black people come around? Black people start rising up in power and start treating each other with respect, loving each other, showing each other brotherhood. The wars go away. That's what the scriptures say. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. That's the rejoicing. But it all starts from somewhere. It starts with us being the watchmen and showing our people to be better. You want to say something? You want to add something? What's up?
I'm trying to think about the scripture, but I can't say this. A lot of times, YNs only wild out because of how you treat them. You know what I'm saying? If you looking at a brother a certain kind of way, you know what kind of look it is. If you looking at him like you expecting him to do something to you, 9 times out of 10, now he want to do something to you. If you looking like you know this nigga is finna steal or be in your neighborhood acting the fool, he want to do it to make you mad, only because of how you already treated. Because when they leave out of the hood, they try. Like I was whining before, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody
You
was.
try to kind of fit in or wherever you go, this and that and the third. But when niggas already treat you a certain kind of way, you just do what you know.
And that's all you're gonna do, because that's like you said, you do what you know. You ain't never been taught nothing different. If you was in here, you have been taught how to deal with the devils pulling you over, how to deal with the devils questioning you, how to deal with older black people treating you like a YN. You would learn how to deal with them, but because you ain't got the guidance of how to deal with it, you ain't got nobody telling you better. You resort to what you know. It turns into an instinct thing. We went to go see what's that movie, Primate, where the monkey. It was about a what was it? A chimpanzee. Yeah, it was a chimpanzee. They had him as a pet. Now, there's people, they family, their mother was a vet, or she was a vet, right? Some type of scientist, whatever. And she had the baby chimp, right? I'm thinking it's gonna be like some Planet Apes crap. Nah. She brought this monkey home. The monkey, they raised the monkey up from like a little baby monkey to like a little kid monkey. Like I don't know how big they get, but it's like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? A little monkey. And they had it locked up in the cage. Well, this monkey got bit by a mongoose. Mongoose had raped it. They are in Hawaii on an island. Specifically, this rich guy's house on the edge of a cliff on the island. You know what I'm saying? And they trapped in the house with this monkey. He trapped them in the pool. Now, animals with rabies don't get in the water. But they was trapped in the pool, and he was at the edge of the pool just waiting to kill him. And he went through all kind of heinous, all kind of crazy acrobatics. I ain't gonna get into all the movie, but he was like murdering them in like the most brutal, animalistic fashion. But why? It was in his nature. It's what came natural to him. It's what he knew to do. Right? You can give him all the human programming all you want to, but when them rabies kick in, he resets back to default. And what's default? For a person, for a creature that ain't been taught nothing. Animal instincts.
Right.
That's what he turned into. And he murdered the whole cast. Only 3 people survived. Everybody else died. It was a bunch of people in this movie. It was one random black guy in the movie. I ain't gonna lie. Now I give them credit because they didn't show him dying. They show him his feet like moving or whatever. They didn't show him get killed. They showed all the white people get murdered. The Asian chick get murdered. Everybody got murdered except for the black dude. I give him credit there. You know he died though because he had a shovel in his hand, and then they the camera pans over, and it turns back, and then you see the black dude you see the monkey's hand doing like this with the shovel, and all you see the chair and the black dude legs moving. That's all you can see. That ain't like the white dude who was in the bed. The monkey just ripped his little jaw off. He ripped his whole bottom jaw off, and then was making fun of him through it. It was crazy. I didn't see that movie. I'm not promoting the movie. I'm just saying I need to see it. It's funny.
Okay.
It's crazy. But we move on though. Sloppy. Y'all was holding something?
Like,
All right, let's get Joshua 22:5. Again, the whole point of us being watchmen is to be, like Zabak said, to see what our people need and how to help them. It's also to be leaders to our people, to actually do the work of helping them, not just seeing what they need. 'Cause that's what the Christian church does. They see what our people need every day, and then they exploit that need, and that's how they get rich. Instead of exploiting it, we have to do the work to physically go out and help them. Go ahead.
You said Joshua 20 and 25.
No, Joshua 22 and 5. Go ahead.
The book of Joshua, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Start at verse 4, Salakia.
Verse 4. And now the Lord your God hath given rest unto your brethren, as he promised them. Therefore now return ye, and get you unto your tent.
The Lord gave us rest. When he gave us the truth, he gave us rest. When he called us up out the world, he gave us rest. And he said, go to your tents. Keep reading.
And unto the land of your possession, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you on the other side Jordan.
He said to go to the land of our possession. How are we supposed to get the land of our possession? This is kind of a trivia question. Do y'all know the answer to that? In order for us to get out of captivity, in order for the captivity of us to end, what do we have to do?
In this specific time frame?
Period. The answer don't ever change.
Stop serving other gods.
Come and keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
And what else? Let me see if I can find the precept. I can't think of off the top of my head. Slovakia. I believe it's in Numbers. I just can't think of. Deuteronomy 11 and 19. Go to Deuteronomy 11 and 19. I think that's it. Deuteronomy chapter 11. No, that's not it. I can't remember how it's worded. But I'm gonna just give it to y'all. So the answer, Shalom Crisis, the answer to the question though is keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and teach our children to do so. Do you remember what I'm talking about? I think it's in Numbers. I just can't think of where. I thought it was right here. It says Deuteronomy 11. No, that's not it. Because it's about the Lord turning our captivity. I can't remember where it's at. But the only way it's gonna happen though, if you find it, let me know. But the only way it's gonna happen is if we follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and then we teach our children to do so. If we don't ever teach our children to do so, you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna remain in captivity. We're gonna be main subject to sin. We may not be committing sin, but the truth ain't for us. I'm sorry, that's not for us. Like it. The Christ sacrifice ain't for us no more. Because we don't commit sin. His sacrifice is for them out there that continually commit sin, to give them a chance to learn the truth, come into the truth, and serve God the way the Lord told him to serve them, to serve him, as opposed to committing sin. That same thing is true for the young brothers out there, the young sisters out there Southern Tale. They getting younger and younger out here on these corners, bro. I don't know if y'all even notice it. I be riding by. Me and my real went to go get gas earlier. And I see new faces over there that wasn't there when I used to live over there. Now I'm seeing way younger women. Devils, but still younger women. So I'm sure there's younger black women out there as well. Younger Latino sisters. It's a Latino community over there. So I'm sure it's younger Latino sisters over there as well. Our people. Tell and tell at a younger age, bro. And it's a shame because there ain't nobody there to tell them. The people that they're supposed to be able to rely on be the ones that put them out there, or they done something to them that led them to going out there. That's the problem. The scripture said that when we follow the law, statutes, commandments, and we teach our children to do so, then will the Lord turn our captivity. That's what it means to be a watchman. It means to follow the law, statutes, commandments, and then lead by example. You see something going on with that young brother, then influence his life. Go in there, ask the questions, get on his nerves, bug him, see what he's doing. Don't let him just be a follower, a victim of circumstance, a victim of peer pressure. Don't let the peer pressure get a hold to your kids. You're supposed to talk to them. If you don't have the words to talk to them, then bring them to a brother that do. But somebody has to be in these children's ears, because otherwise you're gonna have black people out here, like my friend, unfortunately, that just hate black people, whether they want to admit it or not. That's what they do. They hate black people because black people ain't where black people they feel like black people should be. Because not all black people grew up rich. That grew up poor, right? Drop that. Go to were you reading something before we went there? I believe you were, Joshua.
No, yeah, I'm reading Joshua.
Go ahead. Start from the top.
Okay. Joshua chapter 22 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm. But Salakia, you got any questions? Okay, keep going.
Okay. Joshua chapter 22 and verse 5. But take diligent heed to do the commandment and the law, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, charged you, to love the Lord your God and to walk in all his ways, and to keep his commandments and to cleave unto him, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul.
To serve him, that's the most heaviest part, with all your heart and all your soul. Your heart is your mind. When the scripture talk about your heart, it's talking about your mind. Your mind should be locked in, solely focused on how do I please the Most High. Why? Because we're trying to get out of captivity. The Lord said that when we start following the law and we teach our children, that's how we get out of captivity, which means the Lord is encouraging us to think about breaking the generational curses, but really doing the work to do it, not just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? We have to be leaders to our people. Give me that scripture. What is it? 2 Timothy? No. Which one is it? Where talk about the sisters, how they ought to be. Teachers of good things.
First Timothy. I think that's First Timothy.
It's not 2 and 11.
Well, that might be Titus.
Go ahead, look for it. Let me see. Because this role of being a watchman, to an extent, it also passes on to the sisters as well. Go ahead, Titus 2 and 3. Salakia. Start at 2 and 2.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 2. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience.
That's us, brothers. Now keep going.
Verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine.
Not giving too much wine. What is that wine? Is that mean y'all sisters can't get drunk? What is that wine? If they talking about alcohol, what is talking about? Too much of worldly stuff. Too much of what? Too much of worldly stuff, right? So give me an example of worldly stuff. What's worldly stuff? What do black women believe in when they don't believe in Christianity? When they finally leave the church, which is hard enough for them to do. When they leave the church, what do they believe in? They sell and tell, yeah, but Christmas, they believe in all that stuff in the church. Oh, the crystals? Yep, the crystals. What else? They don't believe in the universe.
Horoscopes. Spirituality and all that.
They call spirituality. What is spirituality though? According to every woman that's spiritual, that means I can still be a hoe. So what is spirituality doing for them? It's doing what? You said tricking them out. What you mean by that?
They're getting for the camera.
Yeah. They believe in money. They believe in mammon. Mammon is their god now. Women will go in 2026. Women will have degrees. They could be doing something great, and they've been working a job on a computer or in a cubicle. But now the way the world is going is moving towards AI. Women losing their jobs. They got all these degrees, but they don't know what to do with them. They don't know how to do nothing else. They could imagine being 30-something years old and going to be a server at Texas Roadhouse. You're a black woman. You're not doing that. You got these degrees. You're not doing that. but your job fell through, then got sold out to AI. You know what women are doing now? Internet stripping. They're going to OnlyFans and all the other stuff. The internet strippers. The world has made it easier for women, and it's encouraging women to get the degrees. And so it used to be they stripping to get to college. Now they go to college, they stop stripping, they get the good job, but now Trump done got rid of their job, so now they don't know how to do nothing else. So now they back to stripping, but now they do it online. From the safety of your home, you can buy $4,000 couch if you sell enough feet pics. And it's happening. Because there's no black women teaching them younger black women that they don't have to do that. There's other ways to be successful than to give up on yourself after one career change. You lost one good job, you still got your degree. The black woman, the most educated thing on earth, right? So why not just go into a different field? Do something different with your degree. But they encourage you to go to OnlyFans and stuff like that because you don't got nobody to tell you not to. They tell you to do porn and to get on them corners and stuff because you don't got nobody telling you not to. They hype each other up to do it. That's the opposite of what this verse is saying. Read it again.
No problem. Verse 3. The aged woman likewise. It's like,
verse 3.
The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as become of holiness.
Being separate. Holiness means to be separate. To be separate from the things that's in the world, the people that's in the world. Don't do what the people in the world would have you do, and don't teach your daughters to do the things the people in the world would have you teach them to do. Because the world wants your daughter to be a hoe. They want her to be easily accessible, available. They want her to be a slut so they can make profit off of it. You're supposed to condemn all of that, but then show her a better way. Keep going.
Not giving too much, so like not false accusers.
Don't be lying on each other. That's pretty self-explanatory. Keep going.
Not giving too much wine.
We already went over the wine.
Teachers of good things.
Teachers of what kind of things?
Good things.
Good things. What are those good things? So that's the question to y'all. What are those good things? Raul Pop, you had your hand up. What are good things? Mm-hmm. Give me an example of good things.
Teaching young women how to be, teaching the people younger than you how to come up and be a good mother, good wife.
It's more the women than being good mothers and good wives. Y'all are great. Y'all are great for y'all motherly and wifely duties. Y'all are great at that. But there's more to y'all than just that. Don't ever think that that's all y'all are worth. Y'all are worth way, way more than that. You know what I'm saying? Sis, you got an answer? What are good things?
More
morals,
the standards,
Mm-hmm.
Knowing how to work and make their own funds,
That's a good answer.
just in case, or just being prioritized correctly, just in case the man they're with dies. Have life insurance policies and your things in order, and know how to get a job, other than just in one field, just know how to network, even if they do use the internet, and it doesn't have to be their bodies. Know how to speak properly.
You know why what you're saying is in the Bible. You know that? Give me Proverbs 31 and it's after 10. Because that's when we start talking about the daughter. Let's go to Proverbs 31. We can start at verse 11. I don't remember exactly what verse, but what she's saying is in the Bible.
Oh, that's a lot.
Go ahead.
They use Proverbs 31 all the time in the Christian church. Ain't none of them a damn P31. They call it the P31.
P31 and 10. Well, all of Proverbs 31, but P31 and 10 is what they call themselves. Read that. Proverbs 31 and 10. That's what all women think that they are.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
They believe that they are all virtuous women and their price are above rubies. But they making twerk videos. They see their young daughters and dress them up in the worst apparel, knowing it's a world full of predators out here. They're not doing nothing to protect their babies. These are not the women that y'all supposed to be. It's not how y'all are supposed to be. That's not teachers of good things. Go to verse, let me see. Hold on. Go to verse 16.
Verse 16.
If you wanted to answer all this question, all of it's Proverbs 31, but go ahead and read it.
Verse 16. She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hand, she planteth a vineyard.
That's not just literally talking about, yes, it is talking about buying a literal field. You know what I'm saying? Me and sisters is trying to acquire assets and make something grow with them assets. But it ain't just physical stuff. That vineyard means somewhere that you can see where you can really root yourself in and help make something grow. Meaning if you a sister and you just choose to be by yourself, you don't want a husband, right? You a sister that want to be by yourself, but you want to be a servant to your people. You want to help your people. You find where your people is being helped at, and then you go out there, and it's talking about people out in the world, not in the truth. You know what I'm saying? You find where your people are being helped at, and you offer your services out there to help them. That's you putting your hands to the vineyard. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make something grow out of that vineyard. Keep going.
Come. Verse 17. She girded her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arm.
Salakia, go to verse 20.
Verse 20. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor.
She stretched her hand out to the poor. Keep going.
Yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy.
This is what I was just talking about. These are the type of traits, the type of qualities that a woman is supposed to have and teach the next generation of women. You know what I'm saying? To be a teacher of good things. Read verse 22.
Verse 22. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple.
Meaning the sister knows how to sew. Now, I'm not saying that every sister just flat out needs to know how to sew, but it's a good thing to learn how to do and teach your daughter how to do. Why? Because one day she's going to be a wife, and it may come a time where she ain't able to go to the store and buy clothes, or she don't want to waste money because her son or her daughter and rip their clothes somehow, and she can't fix it. So I got to buy a whole new shirt. But she could just stitch it back together, sew it back together, good as new, right? You're teaching her quality things, quality skills. Drop down to verse. Man, where's it at? Where is it? I can't find it. There is a verse that talks about she works with her hands.
Guess that.
Did we? Yes, you see it. Oh, verse 13. Read verse 13.
Oh, verse 13. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands.
Right. So she's seeking wool and flax, meaning she's seeking materials to acquire materials so that she can make stuff with her hands, do the work herself, not relying on something that might not always be there. Being an asset to her husband is what that leads to, because he might not have it. And she might need to be there to pick up the pieces. It can't just fall on him. We're supposed to be a partnership. She's supposed to be there to help. That's the woman's role in the scriptures, is to be a helpmeet, not just a wife, not just a wife, not just a mother, but your own individual version of that. What being a helpmeet means for you. Meaning you don't have to fit literally every single version, every single thing in here. You strive to, but in this doing this in your own way. And your job is to teach your daughters to be that. You don't want your daughter to sell for some sucker ass nigga that sell dope and he beating the shit. It's like he beating the hell out your daughter because he mad. Because whatever the reason the nigga mad for, he just put his hands on your daughters and stuff. Now your daughter been growing up being used to being abused. She's used to dealing with men that's going to abuse her because she saw you deal with niggas that was going to abuse you. You don't raise them to be that way. You find you where you supposed to be, and you teach your daughter what it means to be loved by a man. You teach your son what it means to love a woman. Good.
Of course. So what about how sisters be saying, "Oh, I'm trying to be a traditional woman or a stay-at-home mom," and all that, like saying they shouldn't do nothing but take care of the kids.
It depends on who you with. It depends on us. Like it depends on who she's with, type of man that she's with. Because I know a brother that was like that, and you know what I'm saying, he had a great woman, but she left because he was like that. He didn't want her to do nothing. He wanted her to have to. Us as men, our desire is to conquer. That's we innately built like that. Our goal is to be able to be so straight that our woman ain't gotta work. They ain't gotta struggle. They ain't gotta worry. They ain't gotta suffer. Nothing. And if I fail, if I really just need to get some help, Our goal is to have a good woman that's going to be there to help us. When they say a traditional woman, your grandma or your great grandma, because you're a little bit younger than me, your great grandma was there for your grandfather. You know what I'm saying? She didn't just, you know what I'm saying? She was at home, she cooked, she cleaned, she took care of the house, but he got respect in that house. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a women ran. I can't even say that though because it depends on what generation you're talking about. Because when I was growing up, my great grandfather, you know what I'm saying, my grandma used to smack his hand and tell me to get out the kitchen and go sit down and wait for me to bring you your food. So every Thanksgiving, we all of us men would be forced to sit at the table and wait for them to bring us our food because that's the type of women that they were. They was all raised by my great great grandma to serve the food. So we weren't allowed to come in the kitchen. We had to sit our behind down and wait for them to bring us our food. So in a sense, that's a good thing, but at the same time, is I can't even call that a bad thing. It's a good thing. Go ahead.
My question is like traditionally, it's in the scriptures everywhere I read, women did something. Something
Yeah.
they did some kind of work. Like they might not have went to war. So like they didn't go to war, one priest and nothing like that, but they worked.
Now so if you look at it that way, talking about work specifically, they didn't go to war because the work that they did was tailored to what the world, the way the world worked at that time. It was tailored towards women only making clothes, only making garments, you know what I'm saying, sewing, or going to draw water and stuff like that, simple menial tasks like that, preparing food. But as far as building and everything, like you got the book of Numbers and the beginning of the book of Numbers and like towards like the middle of the book of Leviticus, with the building of the temple, that was men that had to do that by hand. They had to make the materials and all that themselves. So women was being sent to draw the water. You get what I'm saying? And that culture just proliferated. So women do the simple menial tasks that any person can do, but the hard work, the labor, men had to do it.
Correct. Not saying that they don't have to. I mean, I'm not saying they got to build houses. What I'm asking is, with sisters nowadays, is it cool to say that they shouldn't have a job?
No, no man should ever tell a woman, force a woman to do that.
No. I'm not saying if a sister says she shouldn't have a job, she got to be with a man to make sure she don't have to have a job.
If that's what she want, I mean, look, Lord be with that sister. If she can find a nigga that's willing to take care of her for the rest of her life and she ain't never got to work, Lord be with her. If she can find him, if he there is simp niggas that exist, and if he exists, it's fine. She can go get him. But in reality, the world we live in, should no sister ever think that it should be okay for me to be that way. Why? Because we in a relationship, we together, we a team, we a partnership.
Mm.
Our job is to grow together, and if it's the economy is not made for that type of dynamic no more. Back in the '90s, you could have that where one person. Slack, I'm getting to you, so slack it. Back in the '90s, you could have that relationship where it was a one person income house, and y'all could buy a whole house and bills be paid and go on adventures, not adventures, but vacations and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could do that back in the '90s and the '80s, the '70s for sure, but not in 2026. It's not feasible unless that brother is like some type of internet. He got to have some real bread coming in to be able to do that, to live that life. Because rent too high, food too high, medicine is too high, everything in gas is too high. Everything costs too much money for the nuclear family to survive with a single income.
Oh.
Go ahead.
No, I'm glad I guess.
Go ahead, sis.
Well, when you talk about that, I think it is possible for a woman to stay at home and her husband can pay the bills. But the thing is, like, I know it could be done because I done did it. But the thing is, when a woman stay home, you gotta cook, clean, take the if you have children, you have to take the children to school, pick the children up, help children with the homework,
Of course.
and do all those things. That's a task in itself that takes time.
Of
But
course.
like me, I chose to go back to work because, like you said, who would want their husband to just be doing everything on his own? You could do something to make his load lighter while when you do it, and eventually for me, it gets boring just sitting at home when you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. I mean, it you can do it and a man can do it, but for me, it gets boring, and you want to be a help. Just like she said, what if something happened to that man and you just depending on that man to do everything, pay out this and you don't have nothing like in the cut. because things happen, and then your whole house go to crumbles. So
now what, Salaki, real quick. So what happens when you got a good career, a great career, and you making all kind of crazy money, and you don't need no man, but you've been doing this for a long time, and then you lose that career? What do you do then?
Go pick up another one.
Exactly, and that's the whole point of what I'm talking about right now. You came full circle. It's the whole point. Is like you said, you should do those things so that those things, when if something happened with that brother and he either die or things hit the fan for him, you can be there to help pick up the pieces until he can get back straight. Unless he dies, in which case you don't want to be just ass out and you ain't got nothing. Your babies, your whole house just suffer. You suffer.
Right.
If you ain't got no babies, you suffer. You know what I'm saying? And then fast forward, let's flip it. And now it's not a man involved at all. This is for the single sisters who just focus on their career, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on sisters focusing on their career. But what happens when you so focused on your career that when AI take over and you don't know how to do nothing else but that career, do you go to a different career, find something new, learn something new, or you just go on OnlyFans and start selling butt?
Yeah.
Either one. Go ahead, one of y'all.
And then too, if you just used to that, if like you said, if that sister just worried about a career, and like you said, don't know like if stuff was to hit the fan and you got to pack up and go and World War III come out, and you can't pack up your wardrobe that you don't spend all this money on, and you gotta go somewhere and sew up your clothes and all that. You don't know how to do that, none of that.
Exactly.
So that's why my grandma taught me how to sew, because my grandma was a stay at home mom, but at the same time, she had a job. She was a school teacher, but my granddaddy didn't have to cook, clean, do none of that stuff. So, like a lot of women taking on both roles, they go like I go to work, but my husband don't have to cook, clean, do none of that. I know how to sew, and you gotta have the balance to do both of them, because if we gotta pick up and go, you just can't. By you having a mindset of I got a career, you don't know how to cook. You don't know how to sew. You don't know how to.
Nothing else.
You don't know how to go up under my car and check my oil. My husband had to check the oil, or I got to if he at work and something go wrong with my car, I got to know how to put air in my tire. So you got to know how to do both of them.
Self sufficiency. Yeah, that's real. You had your hand up. Go ahead.
I just, my response was just about the women focusing on their careers. If something happened to AI, they switch careers.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Careers, and I only said that because of this something I mentioned earlier, about the AI and whatnot. But I can move around, and even with my position on what I make, I can go make double in healthcare. Healthcare never go away. Healthcare never stop. People never stop getting sick, and AI can't. The only thing they can replace is as far as replacing people would be
data entry,
cloning people, or stuff like that. But as far as switching careers, like that's something natural with all women. The as far as working in healthcare and stuff like that. So it goes back to when you said, as far as what we would teach our young daughters, is to be self sufficient. So.
And I say all that to say, though, is being a watchman is not just for the brothers. The word is watchman, but it's not just for brothers. It's for sisters as well. If y'all see young sisters that y'all meet on the fly, and just offer her your time just to talk to her, see where her head is. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. Your one conversation might save her. I'm gonna give y'all a real life example. I'm in the class with this. Wait, anybody got any questions before I continue? I'm gonna give y'all a little bit.
No, I don't know. Like, I know I've been asking in different ways, but literally. So if I'm talking to a sister, whatever, she says she want to be traditional, whatever. She says, well, in the Bible, we were traditional. We didn't have to bring in income into a relationship. Would that be true? Like in biblical,
it was a different. What she considers income now would be different than compared to then, because back then a woman's value wasn't coin. Her value was what she brought to the table wasn't coin. It was the work that she could do to help her husband build something. So if she don't got no skill, she can't do nothing. Being able to cook and clean is like the bare minimum. No brother should accept nothing less than that. But if she ain't got no ambition, no type of drive, what are you outside of your body? Outside of you looking good, you have a fat ass, some pretty breasts. What are you? A pretty face. What else? What else is there to you? I can cook. I can clean. Okay, what else can you do? Because other than that, I can go pay somebody to do that. I can pay a chick to come to my house weekly or daily. I can pay her to live in my house and just clean my house and cook for me. Give her a couple dollars, I have sex with her. What more do you bring to me? What do you add to me? Because I'm gonna give you the whole world. I'm gonna work my ass off to protect you and defend you. What do you bring to what do you bring to my life? You see what I'm saying? That's what you have to be looking for. Don't let a woman tell you that just cooking and cleaning is okay. It's not enough. She has to have some type of ambition, some type of desire, some type of goal, some type of something. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? What are you? Do you not want nothing from life? You cool with just cooking and cleaning and nothing else? Some brothers that's enough for. I don't know. It's a brother to brother thing. I'm not. That's not enough for me. All right. So my rib. Go ahead.
I was like, so would that be considered traditional though?
Traditionally,
Like if this was nowadays, but it was that kind of economy, whatever, they would have to sit in the house.
it's up to you. It's up to you. What will you accept from a woman? Will you accept her just sitting in the house and not doing nothing, and all of the pressure being on you, and she just take her home, take care of the kids? There's nothing wrong with that. My little sister's father was like that about my mom. He worked. He was. That's why I'm gonna tell y'all my story in a second. Go ahead.
I just wonder, who think like, okay, when you say traditionally, but women back then, they just didn't cook and clean. They sewed, they made everything around their house. They made the carpets, they made the drapes, they made their children clothes. Now we buy them. So it's not a tradition just by her sitting at home, because sitting at home back then you can't compare it to, like he said, back then to now. They was making everything, making their clothes, making the drape, making this, making that, going out, planting the food. They wasn't buying the food, they was planting it.
That's true.
So
They would.
now
Traditional.
you could go to the grocery store. Back there, they couldn't go to no grocery store.
If I could, real quick, a traditional woman is Proverbs 31. It's literally that. It's that all of what she said is right there in Proverbs 31.
That's what I'm saying. So if you sit at the crib about it, you don't do none of that sewing, you don't do none of the making nothing.
That's up to you. Again, that's what brothers accept. No. So no, because the world is different now. It's not a world that requires. It's not a world that requires women to do that no more. Now, if she got a couple dollars, let's say you get your woman an allowance, right? Say you got a woman, right? You work hard, you got a good paying job where you can take care of all the bills at home by yourself, right? And then you give your woman an allowance, however much it is, and she uses that to take care of home. That's traditional. She sees what we need in the house. Babe, I need $400 for food this week. And you give her the $400 for food, and you come back and y'all got $400 worth of food. That's traditional. It's the same thing as her saying, okay, I need you to acquire a little bit of land so I can plant us a vineyard and I can go out and work it. It's the exact same thing, but modern, right?
Okay.
But a woman that's a leech, there's a difference between a traditional woman and a leech.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the stuff that they be saying is stuff I can do. I can cook and clean. I'm gonna eat.
Well, traditionally speaking, any man could do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's not
what will make a woman nowadays traditional. That's what I'm saying, man.
The drive to do more than just to cook and eat. Like the sister said, back then sisters used to sew clothes. Now, her being a mother, she has to be aware of what her children's sizes are, the fact they need clothes, if they got clothes or not, what to go get. You know what I'm saying? But with the women that say they want to be traditional, but they really just want to be leeches, they're not thinking about stuff like that. You got a baby for by another woman, and you with this new woman, and she don't want to be stepmama. She will let your baby sit and be hungry because it ain't her kid. But she wants you to be traditional. She don't want to have to work. That's all that means. She don't want to have to do nothing. She just wants you to give her money and take care of her, and she'd have sex with you, and that's it. Might clean a little bit, might cook a little bit, but she ain't feeding your baby. You know what I'm saying? She don't notice that your shoes, that your pants, your drawers got rips in them, and y'all ain't got no money. You feel me? And she don't know how to sew them back together. Y'all ain't got no bread. She ain't got nothing to add to you. So that's the difference between a leech and a traditional woman. You had your hand up first. Go ahead.
Or she didn't save money to go and purchase the leech.
That too, Salakia, that too. The foresight. You busy working. You working your ass off, making all the money. You taking care of home. You give her an allowance. Same scenario. Y'all don't need nothing. But she getting this allowance. She just blowing the money or she putting it back so just in case things get a little rough, you need to be okay. That's a traditional woman. She's a help. That's what it means to be a helpmeet. That's what you want from a woman. A woman that's gonna help you float through while you gotta figure things out. So that once you figure things out, y'all can be right back good. Y'all ain't miss a beat. Y'all might miss a couple, but y'all ain't dying. You get what I'm saying? Versus a woman who just cooks and cleans and spend money. It's a leech. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this.
They like this topic. I'm saying, sheesh. Y'all ain't never been this active in class.
Sit down in your pants room and she gotta go buy you some more pants, or she can't put no fringes on your pants. She don't know how to sew to put fringes on your pants.
That's a good point.
But she at home wife, but you gotta pay another sister to put some fringes on your pants. She ain't YouTubing it herself to see how to put the fringes on your pants.
And that's what I was talking about when I was saying ambition. A drive to do something. What are you at home being at home doing? You stay at home, we ain't no kids. You stay at home wife doing you at home doing what? You gonna clean, it don't take so long to clean up the house. It'll take a little bit of time to cook. However, I ain't no short, playing with y'all on cooking. I know it take a little bit of time, but it's not all day. It's just like looking at it and then going away. What are you doing for the rest of the day? What are you trying to do at home?
Saying that just sound like you want to be lazy. That's what I'm saying. Like you ain't gotta do nothing. Like nothing.
That's why you gotta, and that's why courting is important. You gotta really dig into a woman's mind because not every woman is a sister in here. Not every woman has ambition beyond just being able to just sit at home and ride your coattail, to be a leech. Not every woman has anything more than that in their mind. They think, oh, you get some butt. That's all they got to do. That's a free ticket. And it's not. I say it constantly. I say it again. Being naked done made the playing field even. Now you got valuable women who work hard and made themselves worth being somebody's wife, being compared to these hoes that just get naked because they look good. They get the nigga. They get the valuable man. It's a shame. But you know whose fault it is, though? Y'all know whose fault that is?
Ripped up.
No. It's black women's fault. That's all the way black women. You know why you can call it black women's fault? There's a term for it. It's called slut shaming. I'm wrong for telling this girl to put some clothes on. I'm wrong for telling her not to be promiscuous. But now the playing field is level. Now y'all done let her be so naked for so long. Now she's stealing all the good men. The good nigga don't want your great, amazing self because this bitch naked. I can just put my dick in her and I'm good. No, I'm not gonna let y'all say nothing else. Go ahead. Go ahead, Raw Pop.
Okay. Think that it's vice versa because like
Hold on, real quick. Let me disclaimer real quick. It's ultimately is our fault because if we stop loving hoes, they'll stop being hoes.
exactly. You just said it. I'm done.
Okay, Most High Christ. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to give y'all accountability in it as well, though.
Right.
I want to give y'all accountability in it as well, though. You feel me? I want to give y'all accountability in it as well because it's not solely our fault. It is also it's both of our fault. The women, just like with these homosexual men out here, it's the women that said it was cool for them to be this way. You know what I'm saying? It might not have been you, but there's a whole generation of women that was when they found out that little boy was a little fruity, and his father tried to stop that crap. Don't touch my baby. Leave my baby alone. And now them niggas is homosexual today. It's a whole generation of that happening. And it ain't our fault, but it is our fault because we should have stayed and put our foot down and we'd have to sleep on the damn couch. Damn it. But we didn't. We just let it happen. We left. And anybody be our stepchildren. They end up effeminate. And we saw it happening, but we didn't do nothing about it. So ultimately, everything wrong with us is us. It's the men. What I'm saying though is that women are also culpable in various aspects of the reason why we are the way we are. I gotta get to my story. One of y'all had your hand up.
Oh, only when I was saying, like, when you talk about traditional,
Mm-hmm.
I explained how I had, with both my parents were married. My grandmother was, both of them were stay-at-home wives. They had 7 and 9 kids. My father's mother, which my grandma, who's living today, she never worked. She married out of high school, and she was a stay-at-home. She did have kids, but she didn't learn like skills. She doesn't know how to sew, and all the stuff that talked about. But when my grandfather passed away, which was 30 years ago, she lived alone, and I guess she learned from him. The time they were together, she learned things, and she's a little bit masculine now, but she hasn't remarried ever since he passed away. But she was one that stayed home, and she didn't have the skill to, because she didn't have to go out to the field. She didn't have to go to work. She didn't have to do all these things, sew and all this stuff like that. She knew how to iron, and she wasn't much of a cooker, but she did cook. And it was my grandfather, like you said, it depends on the man. My grandfather had the money. He could he could afford it. The 9 kids and his wife being home, and she was home taking care of things like the land, the deeds, making sure things like that was taken care of. When you say, so when I guess when you say, when a woman say, I want to be a stay-at-home wife, we should pick their brains, especially this generation now. You should pick their brains and ask them what it is. What is it that you want to do at home? Because she might want to go to school. She might want to learn something. Because me working in corporate America as a Black woman, it's hard for me.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Uh-huh.
If she does want to stay at home and go to school and get degrees, what is the point of getting them degrees?
So when that man fall off, she could easily go get a job.
And that's the point I'm making right there.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a leech and a traditional woman. She's staying at home with a plan, a goal, something that she wants to do, versus just leeching off of you. She wants you to take care of everything, pay all the bills, and she ain't got to do nothing. That's a leech. Versus what she just described as a woman who may not had skills, but she learned while she was married, I need to do something. That's what you want to marry. You don't want to marry a leech. That's my story now.
Okay, come on.
All right, so I forgot. I remember it was on this topic. Matter of fact. All right, so I told y'all before about my little sister's dad, right? That he was a millionaire. He's a millionaire now, but uh, before he was a millionaire, he was a drug addict in New York. He caught a body. He went to prison. He got out, and he said he wasn't gonna live this way no more. And so he worked his way up from nothing, from literally nothing, homeless bum ass nigga, nothing, to getting a security job. He got a security job, and he worked his behind off and got a little authority in that company. By the time he met my mama, no, he had just started working with them when he met my mama. And we was in Atlanta. And he had a little 2-bedroom apartment, whatever. Everything was cool or whatever. And me and my mama, we would go back down there. We go down there to visit, and then we go back to Detroit, go back home. And eventually we ended up staying. When we stayed there, I seen what a man treats a woman is like. It's supposed to be like. It ain't just about telling her what to do. It ain't just about making sure that she got everything she needs. He didn't allow my mama to give up on herself. That's what it means to be a watchman in your house. To look after the people that you're supposed to be responsible for. You see where they can be strong at, and you push them in that direction to be strong. You see where they weak at, and you help them fight where they want to give up at. I watched my mother be taken care of by a good man. So much so, I believed for the longest that she ain't never gonna leave him. We gonna be rich because I just knew that he was gonna make it. Whatever, I didn't know what he was doing at the time I was a child. I was like 5, 6 years old, but I knew that Brian was gonna do something. He was gonna do something great, and we was gonna be rich. And it happened. He got the big contract. He was able to leave that company and start his own. Moved to Stone Mountain, Georgia. Bought a whole house, bought some land. Millions of dollars coming in at a time. And my mama left him. Why? Because she didn't want to be a traditional wife. She wanted to work. He told her job. She worked at MetLife. MetLife sent her a letter in the mail saying that if you don't come back to work, we're gonna fire you. She never got the letter because he never gave it to her. Well, he didn't throw it away. His dumb ass, for whatever reason, he had it hidden, sitting in a drawer. So she found it cleaning up one day, doing wifely duties. and found out that I don't got a job no more. They told me to come back, and you didn't tell me that they sent you this. He was all type of bitch ass, hoe ass. Excuse my language. He was all type of bitch ass, hoe ass niggas, and F him. And she left him. My mama suffered for years while he was living good and rich. But she had a good man. But why did she choose that? Because she wasn't taught nothing better. My grandfather used to beat the hell out of my grandma. When he came back on leave from the Marines, all he did was get drunk, get high, and beat the hell out of my grandma. Put his hands on her. Nonstop, constantly. So my mama grew up seeing what a bad husband was like. She didn't grow up to see what a watchman was like. Somebody who really was going to take care of her. Was he wrong for that? Lying to her? Not lying, but withholding information from her? Yes, he definitely was. But he was doing his best to be a good watchman. Sisters, don't ever settle for nothing less than that. Don't settle for a nigga that's not going to do his best to take care of you in that home. His absolute best. Brothers, don't ever be nothing less than a watchman. Look after your home. Look after the people that's under your care, that's under your authority. You have the power over them. Use it. Flex that power in their face. That means when that little girl is out trying to be wild in the streets, you get in her business. When that brother want to be out in the streets and be gone late nights, be it with the boys or with some hoe, you be in his business. Be a watchman for your people, brothers and sisters. Any questions? Everybody swap? And with that, I pass the class off to Trooper Nakashaw. That's like turn the camera for him. Can't even see. All right. You got it?
Watch Rap said that hoodie look good on you.
Tell him I said most high in Christ, brother, to water. Tell him my brother gave it to me.
Here we go. These are ISUPK security announcements. Where the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for any new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months where the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, found in Numbers 18, verse 21, and Malachi 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the church department of teachers. Priest fund. A free will offering for priests, not mandatory, wherever so much you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The Feast of Purim, March the 2nd and 3rd, found in Esther 9, verse 20 through 31. A reminder all Akim and Akwati and check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper, they in the school, to start with all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or hairspray. And with that, brothers gonna get one courtesy salute. March spot, Amari, Rock, y'all Sorry. Gonna get one courtesy salute to the sisters. Amari, March spot, Amari, Rock.
Yahweh smart man by Shim Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
Y'all sorry, classic.